Why is my intro just cutting out like that? I don't even understand. That's the second time that's happened. People thought I cut the last one off because I was eager to get the video started. Now this one's cutting off. I'm not too sure what's going on. But how's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. I see a lot of you guys are in the chat already. Big up you guys. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Man said Turkish deciding what cap to wear. A lot of big six questions. Big six is on Wednesday, people, obviously due to the international break. And not only international break, but a couple of the guys were going away to see family, to see friends. They had other arrangements across the weekend and whatnot. And in all reality, I think, that takes priority, especially around international break. Let people enjoy. Let there be a little gap between the last show and then the first show after international break. And we build up the hype. So this Wednesday, Big Six, make sure you guys are there, 10 p.m. And then for the rest of the month, it will be Monday and Friday. All of September, Monday and Friday. A schedule will be coming out. I'll post it on the YouTube so everyone knows in advance what days, what times. It's always going to be 10 p.m. I'll do the same on Instagram. I'll do the same on Twitter. Follow it up at the Big Six Show on all of those platforms. If you haven't already, that's where I updated everyone about this Wednesday. So if you haven't seen that, maybe you haven't followed the social medias, or maybe you don't have social media. Not everyone needs to have it. I hear that. Let me see what the chat is saying from early. And yeah, it is a late one. But I did say to you guys I would do a late one yesterday, Sunday, but I wasn't about, so I couldn't get it done. It is what it is. So I thought, why not come today? And I saw the Conte news yesterday, and I thought to myself, let me not rush to talk about it because it's not like I believe it. I never even believed the pre-contract agreements or deal agreed or pre-deal or whatever all this nonsense is in this day and age. I've never believed it regarding players, let alone believe it regarding Conte, when in reality we don't even know what's going on with Mikel Arteta. Let's be serious here. We don't know how long he's got. We don't know what the metrics are. We've just had our director of football essentially come out and say it's not top four, it's not top six, it's not top eight, it's not top 10. We're riding a wave. So, when you're riding a wave with no targets and no goals and no milestones, how does anyone get held accountable? Big, big problem. Andy says, anyone who still believes that Kroenke will hire Conte should have their heads examined. 100%, Andy. But what we shouldn't do is put people off saying that's what we should do. And by that, I mean, I didn't believe the Conte news yesterday when it came out. I didn't believe it this morning when it ramped up. And when Fabrizio Romano tweeted about there's no agreement and it being nonsense, I don't need Fabrizio Romano to tell me that. I kind of, I could sum it up myself. Reality being, we don't even know what goes on with Mikel Arteta right now. We don't even know who's really held accountable. Is it Edu? From some of the way he constructed his sentences and delivered his version of events with Sky and with Arsenal. Apparently, he done 2 interviews. I didn't even know that till today. James turns around to me at AFTV and said, "Did you know he done 2 interviews?" I said, "Well, I only read through one." And that took me about an hour and a half to do on my channel anyway. So I get you, Andy. Anyone that does think Kroenke will get Conte needs their head examined or is delusional or doesn't know who the Kroenkes are. But at the same time, it shouldn't stop us demanding Conte, because the worst thing we can do is yet again settling for what they give us. And by that, I'm going to say when Arteta gets sacked this season, it might be an if, but I'd say when. We can't settle for yet another manager that we don't deem worthy enough, 1, good enough, 2, experienced enough, 3. I think we're well overdue some real ambition at this football club. Spending money is one thing. Spending it in the right manner, giving it to the right people, having a clear direction is another thing. Saying you've spent 150 mil and it's the most in England, and I believe, is it the most in Europe? Probably is, because PSG hardly spent any money on all those free transfers. So most in Europe, let's say. Okay, if you present it like that, it sounds like Arsenal, really did something special. But in all reality, it was nothing special. In all reality, um, it was what we needed, and it was the bare minimum. An overhaul has been a necessity at this football club for a little while. Let's see what's going on. Antonio, man said these men think Conte wants the stress of Arsenal. Yeah. And Gunavetto, I see what you're saying about Norway earlier as well. It's not there no more, but yeah, the international break hasn't really been kind to me yet again. Euros wasn't kind. Last season wasn't kind. This season so far hasn't been kind. It's not going well. I can't lie. It's not going well. Come on, I see everyone in the chat. Sorry, I'm just going through it because I was right at the top, so I'm just trying to scroll down now and get your opinions on what I was saying. Um, Man said he saw the verbal agreement part, and then when he clicked the video, he saw the rest of the title. Big up Alpha at work. Kay says, "How do you become a member?" It's just somewhere on the screen, my guy. You click join, I think, and that's it. KG in the building, my guy. Hope you're good. Yes, Mo, I see you, bro. Turkish Tedu. Love your work. Love for the love, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you haven't already. Man said he prefers the late shows. Sorry, I was about to say live shows. They are all live now and nowadays anyway. I was wondering, do people miss the pre-recorded videos? But let me just go through some of the comments. Just shout says, big up Turkish. I think the transfer business done by Kroenke's Arsenal would make the job even less appealing to Conte. Hence why I bring us back to the beginning of the window and say to myself, if we had any ambition and we did speak to Conte and we offered Conte 150 million, let's say 200 million with player sales, would he have accepted? I'd probably say yeah, especially if you give him the wage too. And if you also give him the promise of further reinforcements when necessary. I think when you look at what Conte has done over the years, various clubs, especially Inter Milan, Chelsea picked them up from 10th position, even though that was kind of a false position for Chelsea in the way it ended with Jose Mourinho and the dressing room and whatnot. I think he definitely would have taken it. He definitely would have taken it, but it wasn't to be. And here we are, having spent that money. I wonder to myself, do we have that money to offer again? Or is that the big one done essentially for the window? Is it now time to add the one big one or the two big ones? Well, I don't see two big ones, I'll be honest. Toby says facts. And said, I support Arsenal, but fuck me, they're deluded. They want to argue about something that ain't even real. Let's see what Dom saying. Foundation, youth, project, process, fit squad, playing together, future, patience, waffles all over the place. When's it gonna end, Turkish? It looks like we are trapped. And I get it, Dom. You know how you just put them words out in a row? I get it, because sometimes I say to myself, like, it's always one thing or another coming from the club. It's always one buzzword or one project or one diversion. It's never what we want to see or hear. And again, I'll give credit for the transfer window in terms of addressing multiple areas, but there's also so many negatives about the transfer window that brings it down to a below average window, you know? So it does look like we are trapped, because even when we do spend a bit of money, and I say a bit of money, it's not like it's the first time we've spent over 100 mil or over 140 mil. It's the second time in 3 seasons. The last time being the last time we was top 6, which is mad. It's crazy, you know. We finished second in 2015-16. Was it 15-16 we finished second? 2015-16. We finished second. We go buy a centre back 35 mil. We go buy a central midfielder 35 mil. Did we buy anyone else that window? I think we did. Maybe one more player. Was it Lucas Perez? Maybe it was a Lucas Perez. And you think to yourself, oh, well, Arsenal spent a little bit of money. You know, I remember them times people saying, look, you're spending money. There's a 35 million player there, 35 million. And in comparison to transfer windows gone past, yes, it looked like we are spending a bit of money. Since that transfer window, we've never finished top 4. Then you look at the 2017-18 season. 2018-19, well, let's say 2017-18 season. Spent a lot of money on Lacazette, spent a lot of money on Aubameyang, spent a lot of money on whoever else we got in between, and then we dropped that at the top 6. That's why when people say Kroenkes are spending money, they're not the problem. It's not about just spending money. Who's monitoring this? Who's owning up for the mistakes? Who's taking responsibility? You know, these are all major things that need to. If you're not setting targets, that pretty much tells you that no one's really being held to account at Arsenal Football Club, because targets hold people to account. So, for example, if I tell myself now, what is it, the 6th of September, and I'm less than 1,000 away from 50k. If I tell myself, all right, a target for 50k would be end of September, let's say, that's a target where end of September hits, either I've made 50k or I haven't made 50k, and I think to myself, all right, well, I've achieved my target, or I haven't achieved my target. This being if I've got targets and whatnot in comparison to this thing, but it is what it is. What's the super chat say? Big up Jamal. Jamal, I hope you're good. Big up Turkish. So sorry about the super chat on Flex's live stream earlier. If I knew you was doing a live tonight, I would have. Bro, don't worry about all that, man. Don't say sorry. Like, you was there. Love for the support. Yeah, to be honest, you reminded me that if anyone hasn't checked it out, I've done a Premier League preview show, I guess, on Flex's channel, United View. So check that out if you haven't already. Yeah, it was a decent little chat as well. It's been a little while since I've done a video with Flex. I think it's been a couple of years since I've done a video with Flex, which is quite mad. But yeah, it's always a good conversation. So go check that out. And Jamal, don't worry about all that, man. Love for the love, regardless. I need to message you back anyway, and we'll talk. Sorry, where was I? Let me just scroll back up. 150 million spent on the wrong players, says Craig. I never hear. Wait. I need to get this in. Rest in peace, Michael K. Williams. Definitely. I need to get that in. It popped up on my phone before, yeah. And the Twitter account it came from, I just thought to myself, is it true? And then slowly but surely you see other reports of it. And just before I went live, I think it was Sky News. Yep, Sky News that confirmed it. And not having been, I am a big fan of the Wire series. I put the Wire second to Sopranos in terms of best TV shows of all time. And he had a massive role in the Wire. And he's had roles here and there that I've seen him in that I've enjoyed. But in terms of the Wire being a classic and being something that's a big part of not necessarily my childhood, but my younger days, let's say. So rest in peace, Michael Williams. Mad as well. I think he was 54 years of age, which is so young. Back onto the footballs. ZR7 says, I never hear a straight answer from the club. All clear steps towards a target. Never any clarity, which is infuriating. 100%. 100%. Sometimes, just being straight with us can go a long way. It can go such a long way. So, what's going on here? What's going on? Man said, unmod Omar. Omar, you moving mad, yeah? No worries, Jamal. I see that. Did I just see Deluded in the chat? I think I just see Deluded in the chat. Well, I haven't seen it, but I see people saying, man, like DG. Big up Deluded, man. Big up Deluded. Hope you're good, my guy. How come Edu is even bad at PR? That's when it's not. You know what? I don't think he thinks he's bad. I think when you look at the reaction to Edu's explanation, don't mistake the loudest for the majority, if that makes sense. The first initial reaction and the loudest reaction seem to be very dismissive, very negative, and understanding in the same way I do, and in the same way a lot of us in the chat do, and whoever's live right now. But that doesn't mean that we are the majority in that feeling. I've also, over the past couple of days, come across many Arsenal fans that have used his interview as an example to say, see, this is something to believe in. And now, do you understand what I was talking about in terms of them telling me that, saying there's some process to believe in? And don't, yes, a lot of us are frustrated and angered by some of Edu's wording and the way he constructed a lot of his replies in an arrogant manner. That's the best way to put it. But a lot of people have taken his words as motivation to continue supporting a process that in reality we've gone through before with other players that have told us in the end it was too much of a burden. We haven't learned our lessons. Um, Big up Aaron. He says, Turkish, much love. Love my guy. Why are we building an under 23s first team when we have an under 23s team? Makes no sense. Need to build a squad for here and now. That's also funny to me. Like you spend all the money on, under 23 players, which on one hand can be deemed a good thing for the future, especially if all of them come into what you'd expect them to or the club expect them to. That's all good and well. But on the other hand, at the end of the window, to tell us that it's a young squad and you got to be patient, it's like, well, who decided to go down the youth project again all of a sudden? Last year, it didn't seem like that was the project. 2 years ago, it actually seemed like we had enough, young players with Martinelli coming in and then Saliba obviously bought for the future, or so we were led to believe. How comes it keeps on, regurgitating the same types of projects, processes, nonsense, let's say. We've seen it before. It won't be the last time. And we know how this has ended before. Like, listen, Fabregas was one of my favorite players. Fabregas was one of my favorite players, and look how that one ended. Wilshere, I thought he'd be next Arsenal captain. One of my favorite young players coming through at Arsenal Football Club ever in my lifetime. One of my favorite. Some of the talent he showed in the youth teams and coming through early on, and even his first season with Arsenal and the Barcelona game, amazing. And it didn't work out. Partly, okay, it comes down to him, but partly the club have also let some of these young players down over the years. So what I want the club to do is not make those same mistakes. Diablo MUFC 85 says, I'm a big Man United fan. Clock that from the name. My guy from Germany. You lot are all happy right about now, ain't it, Man United fans? Well, it's going to be a long season for us Arsenal fans, but yeah. And I love all the fan channels from England. Big Six is the best content. Love for that, my guy. Love for that. Apologies to the people that expected Big Six tonight and just got to see me here alone. Big Six is back on Wednesday. I'll let you guys know again Wednesday. So look out for that. And love for the love. Love for the love. It's mad still. The Arsenal community we were already 100 on this channel. We get each other respectful. The mods do their thing. Now we've got fans of other channels still keeping it humble, still keeping it respectful. And that's what we like to see. Let's see what Abdikarim is saying. If us as fans keep lowering our expectations, that's how we fall lower and lower. Do you see any other big club lower expectations? We need to have standards, and if you don't meet them, then piss off. Yeah, that comes down to the targets, I guess. And something I said earlier, was it on News Daily? I think it was on News Daily, and then one of the live watchers, I think he comes on my channel sometimes as well, Saeem, he came and doubled down on what I said. Let's not forget where we initially got frustrated with this football club. That was with consistent top four finishes without ever showing any more ambition, without ever trying to kick on and challenge, take that next step, the necessary risk, maybe that big purchase or two, maybe the sale needed to rebuild, just something. We always lack something. We was always hearing we're 2-3 players off a title challenge inside. And when you're finishing top 4 every season, that's very viable. When you're in the top 4, I think 2, 3 players away from a title challenging winning side is very viable. Okay, we look back at some of the teams now and we laugh at some of the starting 11s we've had over that time too. And believe you me, they are laughable. But there was some there that really did miss 2 or 3 pieces. And I believe if we did get that done, we would have seen something in the back end. But it wasn't to be. So the next celebration we have as Arsenal fans, and I say we because we are all Arsenal fans, the next celebration I see it is when we make top 4 again. But at the same time, as much as it's gonna be it's gonna be joyous because we haven't seen that competition in a while. Even I miss it. Like I said, if you look at that shirt behind me, the Henri one, that's Champions League print, Champions League badges. That's what I grew up on. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I even miss Champions League badges. Number one, I miss being able to buy kits, but those kits have a how do you put it? Those kits have a soul, let's say, if that makes sense. Those kits have a soul. The kits being sold now and the kits over the last in the Conte era and whatever, there's no soul to it. It's just a commercial piece. It's a t-shirt with our beloved Arsenal badge on it. You know, sometimes with some words and sometimes some connection to better days and better kits or better time, whatever. But there's no soul to it. So let's not forget that just making Champions League, albeit is going to be a great day, even when it happens, it is back to square one in a sense. And by square one, I mean that's when we initially had enough of, Arsene Wenger's diversion tactics and a lot of the lies we were told over the years. Let me scroll up quickly because I think I've missed a couple before I big up everyone in the chat. There's 800 people here. Make sure you guys hit the like button. I was going to make this a short one, but seeing as there is a few people in the building, I might as well keep it active. Okay, I see you there, Rich. Carl, I got your one. Is that the ones? Craig said you missed my super chat. Have I missed it? I might have, I might have, my guy. I might have. Oh, where did I get this hoodie from? I see it. I can't put it on the screen, but where did I get this hoodie from? Lorenzo Verratti. LORENZOVERRATI. Make sure. Yeah, Lorenzo Verratti. That's where I see them on Instagram, and obviously I'm a boxing fan too, and a couple of legends. Big up Carl. He says, big up Turkish. Glad to have caught you live. What is your prediction for our finish this season? Mine is sadly 12th. 7th to 12th. That's my prediction. Obviously, after 3 games gone and 3 L's, that 7th to 12th is looking like 9th to 12th. But I'm still going to say 7th to 12th. I don't care about committing to a certain, I don't want to commit to 10th or 9th or 7th or 11th. Like, if it ain't top 4, then I don't care. And that's how I've always been. Even finishing top 6, I don't care. Like, it's not and don't get me wrong, that's no disrespect to the question. I don't mean it. You know me, Carl. It's not disrespect to the question. I just mean that no number I give you is gonna be an informed prediction, because you can't have an informed prediction with Arsenal Football Club. And by that, I don't mean they could surprise us and finish in the top 6, because I highly doubt it. By that, I mean it could be 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. I might as well just add one more into it just in case. So I don't really, want to commit. But 12th is in and around the ballpark that I'd assume we're going to be in and around. Abdulkarim again. This is the same one. Sorry, I put the same one on the screen. I'm sure I missed one then. Apologies. I see you, Carl. I see you, my guy. I see you say, I'm sure I missed something. Nah, I ain't missed nothing. We're back. Someone said facts, DG. What's my guy saying? The chat's just gone off the screen. All right, let me see what Rich is saying before I lose everything. Big up Turkish Arsenal. The company is part of the sporting and entertainment franchise. You don't get straight answers from the corporate. It's all about profits and defending reputation of the enterprise. I'm going to read that one more time, but I'm also going to put up a page where I don't lose the super chats again. Yep, that's up now. Let me just reread this. Arsenal is the company, the part of the sporting and entertainment franchise. You don't get straight answers from the corporate. Yeah, that's it. The way we obviously the way we are run, it's not like a football. It's not like a football club. Let's be honest. It's more like a business, and any business tends to protect their inner workings to the public domain, and that's exactly how Arsenal Football Club are now. I'm not asking them to expose us everything, but I think I'm asking them to expose more than other clubs necessarily do because they've treated us worse than other clubs have treated their fans. And by that, I mean the big six in particular. I know people will call out Newcastle, Blackpool, and other clubs that have been in turmoil, fans versus their owners. But I mean, in terms of the big six football clubs in England and the money makers and whatnot, we have been treated the worst by far. By far. There is no competition. So to ask for a bit more exposure is still fair to me because we didn't ask for much for 10 years. We was just fed paying off the stadium. It needs to be done. We need to sell our top players. Yeah, you know, all of that nonsense. And here we are. Here we are. Literally, we're back. We're at a point now where we got to a point 2 years ago where we had no quality players to sell anymore. Oba was just a year into his contract. We had no quality players to sell anymore. And now 2 years on, we've got quality players, but we're not really kicking on. Cesar said love from El Salvador. Mad. Arsenal fans are customers. We sure are. We sure are. DG said, we have seen this strategy many times, including the British core who all signed the same time. If you build for the now, the future looks after itself naturally. Exactly, my guy. You know, exactly. They don't need that. My thing is that they're telling us to believe, like they're telling us be patient and believe, and it's going to take time. Yeah, we know that. When you have a young squad, it's going to take time. But we're not arguing with you about time. What we're arguing with you about, because I don't think any Arsenal fan can definitively say in 2 years we need to be challenging for a title, or in 3 years we need, because at the moment we don't know what the hell is going on to even predict when we can, when we will, if we will. I think you need to focus on making sure these young players don't go down the same way the last batch of young players went down at this club, or the way the batch before that went down at this football club, because it's very similar stories in different ways, but similar stories. Like I said, Fabregas and Wilshere, in terms of players that, I'd say I love Fabregas and Wilshere. I'd say I love Fabregas and Wilshere. I'm not saying Fabregas and Arsenal had the greatest of moments together, considering what I've seen come from Arsenal Football Club and some of the legends that have played. But I love Fabregas. I love the player he was for us. And I understood him wanting to go back home. Barca was his home. And I love Wilshere. I know Wilshere never worked out, but like I said, there was so much high hopes. And the reason it didn't work out, I don't really put to him maybe not looking after himself or mistreating his body. I put it more down to the type of player he is, maybe potentially being burnt out and other things. So that's two players I listen to. They played for the club. It didn't work out for them at the club. I'm going to listen to what they had to say. And both have come out to kind of give us a hint of what we need to look out for with Emile Smith-Rowe and Saka and all of that. Ben said these youngsters are less talented than the previous ones. Yeah, but at the same time, we can't even like look at talent yet. When in reality, if we give these ones, which you may believe has less talent, a better platform, better surrounding players, more experience, better leaders, then they potentially have a higher ceiling than the ones that look like they had more quality. Because at the end of the day, as much as quality is one thing, mentality, character is another thing, support platform is another thing, pressure is another thing. So, you know, as much as I agree with you, these youngsters don't actually. I'd say Saka, Emil Smith Rowe, Martin. I'd say this batch of youngsters are more intrigued by than the British core, Oxlade, Ramsey, Wilshere, and so on. We can debate individually players, but I think overall I'm more intrigued. But then the youngster core that we had with Fabregas, Nasri, Clichy, and so on, that was definitely in terms of quality miles ahead. So yeah, I do agree and I disagree. Van der Beek on loan. Listen, Van der Beek's doing not Omar, rest in peace. Yeah, man, it's mad. It's mad. Let me scroll up quickly. I'd argue Liverpool had it as bad in the Prem era as well. What do you mean as bad? In what? In regarding what? In terms of the pain you've gone through as Liverpool fans not winning the league, or do you mean in terms of ownership? Actually, you mean in terms of okay, so you must mean when I said that no other big six club has been treated the way they've been treated by their board and ownership. It's not. I'd still remain with what I said. The reason I'm going to stand firm on it is because, as much as I agree with you, Liverpool were a sleeping giant for many years until you've recently come back. I think FSG didn't take over a Liverpool side that were at the top of football, whereas Kroenke, you got to understand, Kroenke took over a side that had just been invincible a year or two before his entry into the football club. A side that was just in the Champions League final a few months prior to his introduction to the football club. That's a side that's at the top of, not only, in and around English football, but European football too. And then we are what we are now. So as much as I understand where you're coming from, I also still stand firm that um, we've been mistreated the worst, because it's in his ownership that we've gone from that to this. It's not in FSG sense. In FSG's ownership, you lot have gone from that to back to that, where you actually where yeah, you should be in Liverpool Football Club, but at the same time where you now deserve to be. Jamal said DG and Turkish show. It must be a year now since we've done. Probably not a year. Probably not a year, but coming up to a year, it must be since me and Deluded's done something. To be honest, I should prioritize that one. I know a lot of people are asking for a lot of my shows back. Me and Mo, me and Rants, me and Lee. But I think I haven't even done a quick one with Deluded, the original duo. We gotta do something soon, man. If Deluded is still about in the chat, big up Deluded, man. I hope you're good. And it has to happen soon. It has to happen soon, and it will happen. Big up Real Ball Talk in the building, my guy. He says, Broski, hope you're well. My guy, I can't complain, man. Still out here, same old. Why would Conte come to Arsenal? We don't invest well enough or ruthless enough. Edu saying we didn't sign a midfielder because Xhaka will start sums it up. And I think part of me saying Kroenke out before anyone else is because I think a new owner comes in and changes Vinay, changes Edu, and changes Arteta. Part of why I say Conte in as next manager, aside from anyone else, is because he demands upwards as much as he demands downwards. So the likelihood of Conte coming in and saying, I want better than Edu next to me, above me, working with me for transfers, is quite high too. I'd assume he'd want his own guy in, or to be honest, I don't know the inner workings of Conte and whether he brings around his own team with him, club to club, but I think he'd want his own people. So I'd hope that Kroenke is replaced by an owner ambitious enough to clear the deck, or if he is not the next to fall and it is Arteta, then I'd hope Conte comes in to clear the deck around him at the very least. And by around him, I mean above him in director of football and below him in the overhaul of the playing squad. Just today, was it Chris Wheatley or somebody tweeted something about Arsenal ready to offload 5 to 6 first team players in next massive overhaul. And I thought to myself, the transfer window ended 5 days ago. 5 days ago, and man are talking about 5, 6 exits and whatnot. This Edu guy, I don't know what's going on. Turkish, I'm hearing Arsenal won't go for Conte even though he might be interested. How much of a shambles is this? Now that this is the likely outcome. As much as I say Conte, as much as I'm here talking about Conte, as much as there has been minor links to Conte, I still think that the outcome will be that we won't even go to him. We won't even give him a chance to reject us. Because I feel like the only way we go to Conte, especially seeing how he, left Tottenham in the lurch in a sense, and the backlash on social media and the jokes from other clubs, I don't think Arsenal need to bring on any more of that. I think we probably won't go for him. But that's why I'm going to continue talking about Conte. Anytime someone says Arteta out, I'm going to say, but it needs to be followed with, Conte in, because number one, I'm setting a target. Imagine here, I'm setting a target. So I'm setting a target that if Arteta is to get sacked, when he's to be sacked, whatever, Conte is the target. And if the board don't go or try to go or adhere to, a clear target that will improve the team, improve the atmosphere, improve the hopes of fans and the ambition, then it tells you all you need to know. They're not setting themselves targets. We might as well set them targets. And I think Conte is a target to set the club because it feels inevitable. It feels like a managerial merry-go-round is inevitable this season. And Arsenal are going to be one of those clubs involved. Don't get me wrong. I also think United will be involved. I think other teams will be involved too. But I only care about us. Mo says, Turkish, the scariest thing is fans accept this shit. At the City game, I was screaming with anger and just got looked at like a madman. People were just sat there like statues. Big up Mo for traveling, number one, because I couldn't be bothered to do it that day. I'll be honest. Even down to Norwich this week but Norwich this week at the Emirates. I just think, like Robbie called me, said, "Yo, like, are you going to the game this week? Yeah, are you on it? And I'm just like, Rob, I'm chilling. Like I'm eager to see Ben White and Gabriel. I'm eager to see hopefully Lokonga partner Partey, Tomiyasu right back. I'm eager to see some new faces in there. I'm eager to see a new feeling of a team. I'm eager to see all those things, but I'm also not naive enough to think it can't be sucked out of me in the first 20 minutes of the game. So I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I'll watch it. I'll watch it how I watch it. And you'll see. Obviously, you'll be watching. But I just think, big up you for traveling. What's the next away? Burnley. See what I'm saying? Burnley. Let's see Norwich. Let's see what the team looks like against Norwich. Let's see. Let's see how fresh it feels, because it should, feel fresh. There's a few names being added in, so it should feel fresh. So let's see how we do against Norwich, and then it's Burnley away, and we keep it moving. But big up Mo, man. Like I said, big up for traveling. And said everyone needs to stop going. Best and well said no point going. It's difficult. It's a difficult thing not to do. I can't lie, because with me, it's been a part of my life. It's been there's been a lot of good memories, a lot of great memories, a lot of bad memories, and memories are a good thing, but this season, I just felt something else. This is the first season I felt it. And I haven't lied to any of you. Like I told you guys, I renewed my season ticket because that's just what I normally do. It's habit. I've been doing it for so long. I renew it. But it's just essentially like I've wasted a bag. Essentially, I've just given a bag and that's it. Hopefully, I get that urge back because I want to enjoy football again and I want to, believe and hope. That's where enjoyment comes from, belief and hope. And I want to believe in hope in order to enjoy. So hopefully it comes back and it makes sense. But just trust me, Kay. It's not it's a bag just like that. And most of it's hard to stay away. And that's why when people say just don't go, I stick up for the people that do go because I understand it is difficult and I understand people have made more of it than just going to a football game. Now, as much as people have seen that as damaging, people have also got friendship circles and people they don't see for a long time and a get away from regular lifestyle. So a lot of people have many different reasons for going. But yeah, I can only speak for myself. I can only speak for myself. No says big up Turkish. Kroenke bought the Brooklyn Dodgers and moved them to the LA. No respect for anything, just business. Arsenal just another cash cow, and that's the worry. Jamal said it's nearly 1 a.m. You're here. Big up yourself, bro. Yeah, Omar's doing his thing. Going to sleep now. Yeah, come on, Omar. I know it's very late. I know it's very late where you are now. Um, oh, sorry. Big up Craig as well. I see you followed me on Twitter, my guy. Come on. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. You can see it there, right there, bottom at Turkish LDN. And not only Twitter, Instagram. And if you want to hit the like button too. There's over 1,000 people here. Where is it? 40 minutes in. 15 more minutes. We'll wrap it up in an hour. So get your questions and thoughts across, and we'll just continue at it. Where are we? Man said I look like Fidel Castro. That's not the first time I've heard that. It's not the only name I've heard too, but it's not the first time I've heard that one. Um, no Big Six again. Big Six Wednesday. So if you're here for Big Six, sadly it's just me. But make sure you're here Wednesday. And like I said, subscribe and put your notifications on, and you'll see. You'll see the Big Six thumbnail will come up, and you'll see what's what. Um, Man are following me now as well. I see that people just come on, love for the love people. Where are we? Where are we? Alana, idea. Fans need to make use of slogans as well as Cronke out. Why not also top four now? Gives the club a target if they don't give themselves one. Yeah, I get that. I get that. And it makes sense. Hence why a few of us, including myself and a few others over in America too, believed that sell Arsenal was the way to go about it all, rather than the negative connotations behind the out hashtag and how many times it's used and how many people are put off by it. Sell Arsenal would have been the way. That's why more often than not, when I talk about Cronke and Cronke out, I put sell Arsenal too. In terms of what you're saying, top four now, well, it makes sense. If the club have come out openly to say they ain't really a target, I think the fans should demand the target, because if there's no target, then what are we playing for? Edu talks about being in the middle of a project. In all honesty, he tried to say in that interview he was at the start of a project, and he quickly corrected himself and said, well, not start, middle. So now I think to myself, if you're at the middle of a project and you still are not setting no goals and targets for the season, there's a big problem here. Um, you need goals and targets from season one, part one of any project. Like, I've done project management. I'm not an expert. I'm not bigging myself up in any way here. But the basics, the you know the basic, the most basic project has milestones, has goals. You have targets, short term, mid term, long term, and then you create a plan around that. Now, if you're in the middle of a project the size of Arsenal Football Club, with the amount of money spent, it needs to be linked to a target. It needs to be linked to some sort of a tangible uh, position or qualification, or it could be through any, FA Cup or whatever it is. Um, I think this season, after what the club spent, regardless of the players for a sec, after what the club have spent, with the people in position, I think top six should be the target set at the football club. I think top six and or FA Cup, and that gives you Europa League entry. I think that's the bare minimum. That should be the target. Now, do I think we'd achieve that? As Carl asked me earlier, him himself stating 12th being his prediction for the season. I don't think we'll finish top six, but I think you need a target, and that is a viable target. If you finish eighth 2 years in a row, but you've spent the most in the transfer window, um, you say you've addressed many positions and you're happy with how many positions and you've addressed and you're happy with the players coming in, then surely the target is top six. That's not asking for the world. That's saying move up a couple of positions in the league, qualify for this, and then we'll set a new target the following year. The fact that he couldn't come out and even stick his neck on the line kind of tells you what it is. You need to talk with Tom from Laguna Talk. That's another one I need to, link up with again. I did go on his channel a few months ago. I think it was about 4 or 5 months ago now, and it was a good chat. But yeah, me and him should do something again. But look, one thing leads to another. I need to do something with this person, that person, him, them, and you know, two twos. Weeks have just gone by, and I haven't done anything new. Time just flying these days. Alana said it's not realistic at the moment, but we need ambition. Man said, I met you a couple years ago and I was so wasted. I was calling you Mo and you were blessed enough to correct, man, and still take a pic. It is what it is, my guy. I remember those days, a beard and a hat, and then people would say Mo or DT. It's mad. How come one set say I look, like Mo and another set like DT? I look at both of them and I think, what the fuck? Doesn't really make sense, but whatever. Yes, 2021 content. I'm all good, G. Hope you are too. Lemon Seals in the building. It feels like it's been a little while since I see you here. Hope you're well. Arda Guna. That reaction when you read Edu had no aim this season killed me. 100. Free the wave. All day, every day. Hey, you need to comment, when this video processes, you can even comment on the video now. Comment on the video now, Natural, because I need to make you a mod. I need a few more mods in the building, so I need to make you one, that's for sure, because you're always here. No influx of all of that people. Actually, what was I saying? Yeah, you go and Natural, comment on the video now. Just say whatever, mod me. And if anyone else wants to be a mod, comment under that comment. And I'll slowly but surely analyze how many times I see you and whatnot. And if I can trust you to do the thing, then we'll do that. But Natural, I see you there for a while. Oh, Lemon Seals, you're focusing on the Twitch. Okay. To be honest, a lot of people are doing Twitch these days, isn't it? A lot of people. Bring Kevin Campbell from Highbury squad. It looks like Arteta has his nudes. Oh my days. That is mad. I do marketing and I hear Vina use PR words for a football club. These men look at us like consumers. I'm not even going to say I said it, because as soon as I say I said it, people just go on like I'm being arrogant. I'm not being arrogant. I don't want to be right. I want to be wrong. I actually want to be wrong. Like, I'd like to be wrong, I'd like nothing more for Skullfuggery to clip me up and show me up in a video of how wrong I was, because I've been moaning all this time and we end up winning the league, and you see me maybe not, enjoy the build up to it as much as I should have, because I was too pessimistic and worrying. I'd love that. I'd love to win something, lose myself, and same way Steve gets clipped up, same way Saeed gets clipped up, Matisse has been clipped up, Grizz will be clipped up, Tobes has been clipped up. Other people online get clipped up because they stick their neck on the line for the clubs they love. I'd love to do that too. I'd love to stick my neck on the line and say we're going to win the league. And if it doesn't happen, but we challenge, still be happy enough to take any banter on the chin. and keep it moving and put my neck on the line again. I'd love to be where I was in school, but I haven't been, able to feel that way for a long time. Oh, the Gooner. Yeah, put yourself there as well, man. Come on, man. Put yourself there. Put yourself in the comments section because I need to be able to access your channel. So if you comment on the comment, I can click on your name and it goes on your channel and I just copy and paste your channel. Like that. That's the only way I know how to do it. Even sometimes people telling me to put slow mode on live chat and all that, especially during Big Six when people are trolling and spamming and all that. I don't even know how to put slow mode on. Guys, I've been winging it for the last 3 years. How long have I been doing this? 3 years? Yeah, I've been winging it. I need to, get my head back in the game and see what's going on. Am I on Instagram, said Ben. I am on Instagram, Turkish LDN, as you can see there, bottom right of the video. We are top of the group. We are. But then we got Holland away next. What's wrong with Turkey, man? Don't even get me started, man. We beat Holland 4-2. We beat Norway 2-0. We're top of the group. We're beating Latvia 3-1. We draw 3-3. We're beating Montenegro 2-1. We draw 2-2, 97th minute. We beat Gibraltar 3-0. Like, come on, man. Why are we drawing those games? And then you got Ireland on the other hand. 1-0 down to Azerbaijan, 1-1. You got them against Ronaldo, Portugal, allowing him to break records and whatnot. 2021 needs to end. Like, it just needs to finish now in a footballing sense, and we look to next year and hope for the best. Big up Rohit, my guy. Mad love to you from Delhi. Love for the love. Big up your views. Trust me, your voice and opinions are comforting. Our club is not given any reason to revel. Big up. Love for that. Comforting. Imagine that. I haven't heard my words be called comforting before, but I like that. I can get my head around that. It's better than being called negative all the time and saying you don't love the club and you're not a real fan and all of this. Comforting. You hear that, people? Any haters in the building? Some people find my words comforting, all right? So we're going to carry on doing it. Lee said, why do you buy a season ticket if you're Kroenke out? Because, Arsenal is something I love. Yeah, I've loved from a very young age. I love, and I'm just used to it. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I've loved it before Kroenke was I even knew who he was. So I love this. Let's say this is Arsenal in my hand. I love it. Kroenke's come in and attached himself to this. It doesn't mean then I can just be like, I still love what he's attached himself to. And it's taken me a long time to not detach because I don't want to detach, but it's taken a long time and a lot of chipping away at my emotions to make me naturally feel as detached and as disconnected as I do feel. So why do you buy a season ticket if you're Kroenke out? Because it's funny because it's so long ago now, but when I talk about Arsenal, even when I go games, even though there's not much success in that stadium and whatnot, even when I see my shirts back there and I wear the odd one on any given day, it's a reminder of good memories, good times. So stopping going games was always going to be the last kind of straw for me. Merchandise is one thing. That's cool. That's fine. Like, in the end, I don't care anymore. Like I said, there's no soul in it. But the season ticket is the last thing. Like, it came about. I renewed it. I regret it. Yes, I do. I do regret it. But it's the first time I've ever felt this way. And it's a natural feeling. It's not like I'm forcing myself to do this for a greater cause. I admit that this is me doing it or feeling to do it naturally. This change had to occur naturally. It's not like me saying I'm going to stop buying merchandise. I can't just say I'm going to stop going games. When it's so much of your life, and when you're so used to 1-2 trips a week to see Arsenal home or away, in Europe as well when we was there, it's hard to just say I'm not going no more. And it's so hard to the point where I couldn't say it. I just ended up feeling that way. So a lot of people ask that question, but it is what it is. Mo said Turkish put shit in the best way for real. it's not even me like putting it in the best way, my guy. It's just like me just saying how I feel. I try and be as real as I can with the answers to any questions, and that question in particular, I get it a lot, and I'm not scared to tackle a question that other people might find edgy or fucking rude or negative or confrontational. Like, here and there, I do that. That's all part of a good debate. Ross and El Maestro, legends. They're legends around here. Let me scroll off a bit. Turkish is a legend. Big up Taib, man. My guy. Facts says Guna Vettel. Guna Licious says, bro, I mod for a few channels if you need a block. Like I said, the comment section afterwards, you know what to do. 2022 content on the way. Soon come. Time is just flying. What's the time? 55 minutes in, 11 o'clock on the dot, 5 more minutes. We keep it moving. Red Cannon says, big up Turkish. Nice to meet you at the protest. Hopefully we'll meet again soon. Ben says, I'm a fan of you, Turkish. You seem a nice, genuine, passionate supporter. Big up to you. Love, Ben. Appreciate that, man. But I'm no one to be a fan of, though. Maybe a supporter is the best way, or yeah, maybe a supporter is the best way. You don't need to be a fan of me, but I get you though. I get you. Love for the love, as always. But it feels weird when people say fan and all that. I'm a fan like you, Ben. We're fans of Arsenal Football Club. I've just got a few more followers, I guess. Well, I don't know you. Maybe I don't have a few more followers than you, but you know, it is what it is. Lee said, fair enough, mate. So he understands what I was saying. Six in the head said, stop going, stop supporting financially, short-term pain for long-term gain. You're right. You're right. But like I said, it's not easy. It's not easy. And in a sense, I can't lie to you. Since I haven't been going, there's a feeling inside me that feels like they're winning. It's a weird one. It's not that great of a feeling that's going to bring me back, but it's a feeling that I think if the Kroenkes managed to hold on throughout this time and the various years of losses and come out the back end in 3-4 years time, and fans like me and other fans like Mo, like all the away fans and lead judges, and let's just say everyone just drops off, wouldn't that be Kroenke winning as well? What many would call the not true fans, because true fans are from all over. Not real fans, because real fans are from all over. But the fans that were there pre-stadium move, local, that saw what we was and what we've become and how. I feel like the club would be getting away with it. But at the same time, short-term pain, long-term gain. We hope that in 2 years, maybe the lack of attendance or the lack of merchandise sales or the lack of financial, output overall leads to them selling. And then our love comes seeping back naturally. But it's all a guessing game. Legacy fan. I guess that's what they called us, isn't it? Legacy fan. Aaron says, nah, give yourself credit, Turkish. Hearing your opinion, normally spot on with mine. So it helps calm me down knowing I'm not alone. Big support of you and the judges both talk sense. Love for that, Aaron. Love for that. And love for that. Love for that. Listen, I don't know what I deserve credit for or give myself credit for. I think you lot deserve credit for tuning in all the time. 1,000 people, over 1,000 people watching for an hour, 10 p.m. UK time, and God knows Omar's in the building doing mod work, probably like 4 a.m. where he is. It's all mad. So, it's one big community. It's one big community. Top respect to you. I support your content, says Ben. I don't have many as I don't use Instagram much, but always nice to speak with different people here on the chat. Big up everyone. Yeah, Yeah, no, I love for that. Love for that. El Maestro's in the building as well. Coming for your heads. You did this to us. I don't know. I'm one man. I've got one head, so I don't know whose heads you're coming for, and I don't know who did what to what. But it's no problem. No problem. Um, KJ says you don't have fans. On that note, go and vote for your favorite influencer, Turkish. My guy, I forgot about that. Forget that favorite influencer stuff, man. I just want Big Six to get the best podcast. That's what I want. You know, that's 100% what I want. But it is what it is. It is what it is, man. Best influence, you know. When I saw that, I thought, how the hell did I manage to get myself on there? Nothing I asked for. Watching from Colombia. Come on. New mod right here. Yeah, put your name in the chat, 2021. I see you here all the time as well. Put your name not in the chat, in the comment section. If Natural listened, then he would have made a comment saying mod or something like that, and there should be comments underneath. If he didn't, I don't know, he might be riding the wave, listening to Max, not concentrating, but it is what it is. The only way I can put mods is if I know your channel link, and the only way I know your channel link isn't through the live chat, is through making a comment afterwards. Mr. Express says, I am Turkish and I support Tottenham. I'm sorry to hear that, my bro. Love to hear that you're Turkish, but the Tottenham part, it's a damn shame. Come on, my guy, riding the wave. Man said he's here, he's listening. Love to see it. Big up yourself, Turkish. Keep talking the talk. If people don't want to hear you talk, just don't listen. Simple. It is what it is, man. You know. Let me get this last question in here. Where are we? Sean, Turkish, a bit of a strange question. If you could pick one team you most want us to beat in the league this year, excluding the Spuds, who would it be? Mine is Villa. If I could pick one team you most want us to beat in the league, United, without a shadow of a doubt. Especially now they got Ronaldo. Give me a United win all day. I'd love it. I'd love it. This El Maestro guy's flipping again. Should we just get him in before he goes? Should we get him in before he goes? Yeah? Nah, let's leave him there. Let's leave him to flip on his own. If there was a banner this season saying Arteta out, Edu out, AFTV out, give our Arsenal back, come home, Arsenal, would you back the movement? Honestly, you've said too many things to even call that one movement, my guy. But can you, calm it down? Like, the way you up here said something like you might have to do a runner insinuates you're from the UK or you go games or something like that. If I go games, you go games. All right, I haven't been this season, so what? You'll see me, I'll see you. I don't know what you look like, you know what I look like. Enjoy. Do what you need to do, my guy. Do what you need to do. Your command said you can run, but you can't hide. You can DM me. You can DM me postcode Twitter. That's all you need to do, my guy. Postcode, DM me on Twitter. Let me know. 1-on-1, 5-on-5, 10-on-10, 20-on-20. I don't mind. We don't have to wait for a football game where there's bare cameras about, a lot of police about. It doesn't make sense. So good luck to you. That's all I gotta say. Other than that, people, yeah. No DMs coming through yet. A postcode's only 6 digits, sometimes 7. Shouldn't take that long. But it will never come through, will it? But yeah, it is what it is, people. Love for the love. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you haven't already. Man says I don't need to get physical now. Well, you're the one talking about runners and all of this earlier. So, I don't know what that means, my guy. But like I said, relax. You're here 11 p.m. in the evening talking in capital letters on someone's YouTube channel that you don't seem to like. Like, I don't understand it myself. I'm not too sure if you haven't got anything better to do. It's a Monday night. Have you got work tomorrow? I hope so. Or maybe you got school tomorrow. Either one. You got to be up early, son. So make sure you get some shut eye. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. And make sure you share the video. Love for the love, people, as always. As always. As always. Peace. I'll be back probably Wednesday for the Big Six show, people. I think tomorrow I'll take a little day off from my channel and we'll be back on Wednesday. Make sure you guys are back too. Take care, people. Oh, I was just about to end broadcast, Bargav, you know. I was just about to end broadcast, but we'll just, all right, cool. Let me see what you're saying. Rather than end on was that a sour note? It wasn't really a sour note. It wasn't really a sour note. Let's see what Bargav's saying. Big up Turkish. Hope you're well. One thing I wanted to ask, one thing I wanted to ask, do you have any suggestions for Arsenal gear if you don't want to do it through Arsenal? I wanted to get a shirt, but rather not. There is, there is options. DH Gate, I believe that is an option. If you search Google DH Gate, I've heard a lot of people use there. There's vintage options, and vintage is obviously a bit more expensive. I say a bit more, it's quite a bit more expensive, but you get quality official Arsenal shirts that you can wear and be proud of. Like I said, those shirts have a soul. So there is options out there. There is definitely options out there. To be honest with you, before I go, if there's any Arsenal fans that are quite big in size, like double XL, let's say, extra large size, double XL size, let me know. DM me on Twitter. Still no other DM, by the way. No postcode. DM me on Twitter if you're like an XL or a double XL, because I've got about 4 Arsenal shirts, vintage ones. Well, I say vintage. I say not necessarily vintage in terms of old Arsenal badge, but early Emirates and prior and Highbury as well. So I've got a few shirts there. If you're interested, let me know. I'm I say give it to Robbie. To be honest, yeah, that's a good shout still. But just let me know, and I'll send you some pictures. But JJB doesn't exist, Shaba. It doesn't exist. But yeah, take care, people. Bargav, love for the love. Last minute. Yeah, that's it. Really, that is it. I said Joshua, extra large and double extra large. So that's the 2 sizes I got. If you're interested, just I'll send pictures. But if not, keep it moving. Big Six Wednesday.